Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4 quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
25 yards that time. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it with McCoy. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Here now the offense for the Bengals.
And they should come in pretty well rested because they had their open week last week. Ideal the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This for his running back, McCoy. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll here for Kansas City. They really played well in that win last week against Miami.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
Pick your game up. Go. Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Mahomes now on first down. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 47 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, Swift. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A 1st down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They'll set up to throw. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
On 2nd down now, it's McCoy, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. On 3rd down, here's McCoy. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's McCoy. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now McCoy. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, Dobbins. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Over the middle, complete. That's Terry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now on third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And his kick is good. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Chiefs now. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 score line as they begin with a 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try the left side. Swift powering his way forward. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Swift. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
On second down, it's McCoy. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. The dump-off gets him only 1, and now you're looking at a 3rd down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now here's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals getting set to go. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time, and a Cincinnati first down.
Go! Shoot!
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down, it's McCoy.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, doesn't it?
And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll go out of bounds just shy of the 20. 1:58 left to play. Will join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 12, Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They run the counter. Swift. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
And you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Mahomes now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On play action, it's Mahomes. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off at the 30. Then his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Right here.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where you see the final score there. A 10-point victory in the end. 24-14, the final. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Christian McCaffrey, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Meanwhile, in our game, not much happening on the scoreboard, just a lone field goal in that first half. For the call of the second half, maybe we can get a touchdown, fellas. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. They'll run on first down. Swift. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll keep it on the ground. Robertson, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll go again to McCoy. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And now here comes Kansas City. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Then he'll give it here to his running back. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down in inches. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they picked up the first down.
Mahomes firing complete. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. They go play action here on first down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Back now in Cincinnati. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 2nd and 5 now. Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
After the penalty, it's McCoy. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
They'll look to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally when you have 0 on your side of the ledger on the scoreboard, you're a little bit discouraged. But when they look over and see their opponents, they don't see a number that's way out there. They don't see a number they can't attain. In fact, they can get it right here on this drive and potentially take the lead.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he is going to lose yardage here. They end up getting stuck twice after that 9-yard gain back on 1st down. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? Because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They go now to McCoy. He's seen a ton of action this afternoon. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the...
That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with the kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And you're still in this. So all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And it's a fumble, and the Bengals grab it. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
Ready. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Mike, nice, sweetheart.
Now a 1st down carry here from McCoy. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Now, Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll drop the throw. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a 1st down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stand up.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside. and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Caught here by Bell. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. That's complete. It's Bell. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face a third down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Completes it to Hardman. Now the ball comes loose, and the Bengals grab it. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
On second down now, it's McCoy. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So for the Bengals, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.